Hello. Welcome back to a new episode of A Dose of Sass. It's your girl Caitlin of Sass and Cellulite, and I'm so excited to share with you what I've been doing this last few days. I just got back from Vegas where I was invited to the Amazon Creator Summit, my first ever influencer event, like period. I went to one other like local boutique opening one time, but this is the first I've ever been like invited to go somewhere on behalf of a brand. So I'm going to tell you everything that happened, everything we did, everything I learned, all the behind the scenes, because I'm still like reeling that I got to do this. So buckle up. So, like I said, I was invited to the Amazon Creator Summit. I think the very first question people have is how? How did I get invited? And I truly don't have a real answer because I don't know. And at first, actually, when I got the invite, I thought it wasn't real because it came from a PR agency and not from like my Amazon manager. I have somebody on the back end who emails me every week and it's like, this is how you're doing in your Amazon sales. But like, her and I don't really like chat very much. And it didn't come from her. So I got this email like, on behalf of Amazon from a PR agency that said, hey, you've been invited to this thing. It's on these dates, like click here to like RSVP or whatever. And I was like, this feels fishy. And I didn't have anyone to ask to be like, hey, did you get invited to this? Have you heard about this? Do we know if it's happening? And it wasn't announced on there. I like checked their Amazon influencer program Instagram page. Was like, have they talked about it? Is it anywhere? And it was nowhere to be found. So I was like, I'm just like trusting this is a real thing because if it is, that'd be super cool, but I don't know. And so I click on it. It's like you can RSVP all of the events and activities like throughout the 3-day summit were paid for, but travel and hotel accommodations were not covered. So I did have to pay out of pocket to go. I did get a discount on the hotel, so it was only like 125 bucks a night. And then like a bunch of hotel fees. But compared, it was a really nice hotel. So compared to the actual hotel price, that was a pretty good deal. And then you had to pay for your own flight to go. And everything else was covered. And I was like, you know what? This feels like a really great opportunity to like network. I don't even know what to expect. I don't know what people do at these things. I don't know what's expected of me. Like, I don't know if I'm supposed to go and vlog the whole experience. I don't know what kind of content they want out of this, but I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. So yes, sign me up. So I signed up, I RSVP'd, and then they finally sent an agenda, like a outline of the trip, maybe a week in advance, which was especially fun because then they were like, by the way, try to wear all Amazon while you're there. And then here's like the dress code or the theme for each event. So if you wanted to order things specifically for these events, they really relied on you using their Prime shipping because I didn't have very much notice. And I didn't know anyone going. So again, I couldn't text anyone and be like, what are we wearing? Like the classic girlhood question. What do they mean by free time? What do they mean by like this and that? No clue, which made me even more anxious about this because I love a plan. I love expectations. I love to know exactly what I'm packing for and what we're going to be doing every day and whether or not I need a specific pair of shoes or bra or whatever. Like, thankfully, like a lot of I do shop on Amazon for clothes. So like a lot of things in my closet already were from Amazon. So I didn't need to do like a giant haul for this trip. I did specifically order some sparkly sequin outfits because the first night of the event was a welcome party with the theme Creator Stars. So they told us to dress in like sequin, sparkles, shades of silver gold. So I ordered sequin outfits specifically for that. But then I just pulled from my own closet for the rest because I had enough Amazon things to pull from. But I still was like very anxious about making sure I had the right things to wear. And they were like, bring everything that you need to like make content. And I was like, okay, I'll bring my tripod, but like, I don't really know what kind of content I'm even going to be making. Like, what are they, again, what are they expecting? And then they said, bring an extra bag, like an extra duffel, an extra something, because you're going to get a bunch of like PR goodies to take home. So I was nervous to go. I didn't know anyone going. I was like, not even sure how I got this invite. I had no idea what to expect, but I was like, you know what? I'm free that weekend. I'm grateful that I am self-employed and have the flexibility that I can do something like this. I'm grateful that I am able to afford to pay my own way to get there. So let's just go and see what happens. And I did. So I got there to Vegas on Sunday. And the only thing that we had on Sunday night was the welcome party, the Creator Stars welcome party. Creator Stars is this new like tiered status program thing they rolled out where like on your Amazon storefront, you have like a star status. So they have bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. And I guess that's just like an indicator of being a top seller or something. Now, I was talking to a few other creators at this, and I agree. I think there needs to be a level above platinum because I'm in the platinum category, which is their top tier, but I don't make that much on Amazon. So I'm like, I know there are people who are like dedicated Amazon influencer girlies who make thousands and thousands of dollars every month on Amazon. They should be, and I'm in the same category as them, and I shouldn't be. They should be way higher. They need like a diamond tier above platinum because we are not on the same level. But anyway, that was the Creator Stars theme. It was basically just like there was a little photo booth opportunity. It was just mingling. There was an open bar. There were a few product placement things. So they had cocktails that were named after Tree Hut products or Tree Hut scents. So the like body wash skincare brand. There was like a raspberry fizz, hibiscus something, and then I don't know what the third one was, but those were the like themed little cocktails. And then they had some past hors d'oeuvres, which were cold, honestly, and just mingling. And I was relieved that I recognized a lot of people that I follow online. Nobody that I had met in person before, because I actually haven't met a lot of my mutual online creator friends in person because we all live across the world. But I was able to go like, oh my gosh, hi. Well, and I met a lot of new people, which was great. And I'd be like, oh, what's your username? Like, let's follow each other. And I'd look them up and they've got 1 million followers. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to look like a baby to you. But it was really cool to connect with all sorts of people. I will say it was like a surprisingly diverse crowd, given the not totally size inclusive nature of Amazon. I wasn't totally expecting a size inclusive batch of creators, but I will say that they did a good job on that front. There was all ages and stages, shapes, sizes, colors. I will say it was like 97% women, which is not surprising. There's not a lot of men creators out there, specifically like Amazon fashion, people. But there was a few and a lot of like really big creators. And then like absolutely honored to be there, but very like out of my comfort zone and small in comparison. Small in the like audience size and like income size as well. So anyway, the first night was just kind of a bit of mingling. I introduced myself to some people. I met some people that I recognized from the internet. And then Monday was our first full day. It started at 9. We had like welcome coffee and like mingle upon arrival. And there was like a coffee bar and some little pastries set out. I didn't know if they were serving us breakfast, so I did eat beforehand just in case, which was the theme of the week. Eat beforehand, because they had basically just had coffee and then like a couple croissants. And then there was a Stanley booth set up, like Stanley the cup brand, and they had water bottles for us all. They had this new canteen style that they'd launched. And they were all set up with like high water filling stations, so we all got a Stanley, and they had little charms you could put on them. So I got a little K charm, adorable. And that was just the beginning of our like gifts. So after mingling, as we arrived, we had the first like little welcome session where they spoke with a few of the Amazon executive people about like what's new with Amazon and what we should know. And they talked about like new upcoming brand launches, product things, a lot of things that were like confidential, which was like kind of fun to be in the know about. And then from their little welcome session, everyone kind of broke off into these scheduled events. So there was different little pop-ups. There was something with a famous model who did like a posing class. And then there was an opportunity to speak with like the head of the fashion influencer program about fashion trends for fall. And then there was an aura photography pop-up, which I didn't get a chance to go to, but seemed really cool. And then in between all of that was this brand market. So in another room were a bunch of brands, like probably 15 different brands with little pop-ups set up where you could go learn about each of their like new products or something specific that they wanted to feature. And they were just giving things away, which this is apparently this happens at like every influencer event, but this is the first thing I've ever been to. So I was just absolutely blown away at the amount of products that they just willy-nilly were handing out to everybody. And then some of the notable ones were New Balance and UGG. These were like sought after because not only were they giving away a full pair of New Balance shoes, a full pair of Uggs, but then they were personalized on top of that. So the Uggs, they were doing gold foil impressed initials on these Uggs that we got for free. Insane. So I got a little K on my little Uggs, which I've never owned real Uggs. So that feels really cool. And then they gave me a pair of New Balance shoes, New Balance sweats, and a New Balance sweatshirt that has a K on the sleeve, on top of like skincare and hair care products galore. More skincare and hair care than I will ever use in my lifetime. So stay tuned. I'll probably be doing an Instagram giveaway for like half of it and save some of it for Christmas gifts. But you could like meander through that little brand market in between all your little sessions. The next session that I went to was with Tan France, one of the guys from Queer Eye. And this was really fun. It was called the Amazon like Fashion Styling Challenge. And they had a bunch of racks of Amazon clothes set up with like tables of boots and shoes and accessories and hats. And then they brought out 20 models. We were split up into little groups of like 2 to 5, and you were assigned a model. They all had like numbers in front of them. And then you had about 10 minutes to go pull from the racks and put an outfit together for them. So they said, put together an on-trend holiday outfit from everything we have on the rack. Now, it's of no surprise that these 20 models they brought out were all thin. And as these girls started walking out, me and my friend Callie looked at each other and she goes, it's an easy canvas, which it was. And I was like, okay, like I guess for efficiency's sake, yes, of course they're going to choose a bunch of gals who relatively have the same body type. But even then, like the outfit that me and Callie and another gal that we'd met picked out for our model didn't even fit her. And it was like a medium. So it was like everything they had on the racks was like small. So that was like a little bit disappointing, but not surprising. Our outfit sadly did not win the little styling challenge. So then we all put outfits together. You had 10 minutes and then you lined up, and Tan France and then this other host who I forget what his role is, but his name is Chris, rated all the outfits and like gave notes on styling and then picked their top 5 favorites. And then from the top 5, they picked one winner, and the people who had styled that person all got a prize, which was a Coach bag. Wild. Amazon was really emphasizing luxury brands to us over this last week. They're really bringing on a lot of like luxury brands to Amazon. I'm not a luxury brand person. I could care less about a Coach bag. It's just never really appealed to me. My family didn't grow up with designer stuff. Like I don't really understand the appeal. So anytime they were like, yeah, share luxury things, I was like, I'm not going to be doing that. But okay. Speaking of luxury things, I took the dress in Amazon the whole week assignment literally, and I did. Some people did not follow that dress code, and I could tell that their outfits were like nicer than that, or just very clearly not things I've seen on Amazon. Now, I will say the thinner girlies have a lot more Amazon shopping options than me, so they may have been Amazon, and I'm just like, oh, that doesn't come in my size. But there was a surprising amount of like Amazon outfits paired with Gucci shoes, Gucci purse, Gucci belt, Louis Vuitton earrings, like so many designer accessories and luxury accessories with your like $40 Amazon outfit. And I was like, I just thought that was so interesting because to me that says like, oh, all of these people, all of these other creators make enough money from promoting Amazon products that then they choose to purchase luxury items. And like the juxtaposition of sharing Amazon and buying luxury just felt really interesting to me. Whereas I was like in my Amazon romper that I wear every single week and my Target sneakers and my Kate Spade purse that I've had that's like the only designer thing I've ever purchased. And I got at a Kate Spade outlet probably 10 years ago. And it's been my everyday purse since. And it's kind of beat up. I did not fit in with the girlies and their designer purses and their designer hats and designer earrings. Another way I felt like out of my depth. But anyway, so we did this fun little styling challenge with Tan France. They gave away some Coach bags. And then we had several other Q&A sessions with like Amazon execs. I will say out of all of the like Q&A sessions that were hosted over these last 3 days, only one of them was like actually helpful information. And that was with some execs from Meta who shared like content creator tips and how Amazon and Meta are working together. They're launching this new Creator Ads Boost program, which I won't be participating in, and I'll just give a small snippet as to why without boring you of the like ad usage details. But what they're launching is if you post on your Instagram stories an Amazon affiliate link, they'll be able to boost it for you for free, which is as if you're like running a paid ad, which in theory is cool because I guess the benefit to doing that is the potential to gain more followers, reach a larger audience, therefore gain more commissions from selling specific items. However, and here's the reason why I won't be participating is when I do a brand partnership with other brands, they pay me a flat fee for the creation of the video, the creation of the Instagram story, whatever asset that I'm creating for them. And if they want to use that separately, that's a separate fee. So if they want to use that on their own social media, I usually include that for free. But if they want to run it as an ad, then they have to pay me ad usage for that. And that's usually like a monthly fee. It is an additional fee for however long they want to run the ad. And with the Creator Ads Boost program that Amazon and Meta are launching, it's this ability to have kind of give unlimited usage to Amazon for them to use my content as an ad anywhere they want to. And I don't feel super comfortable in doing that without being paid for it. And like, yes, I may see an increase in commission, but I want to be paid for making the content in the first place. So I won't be participating in that. But that was one of the things we learned about, as well as some other like Instagram features and things that I don't know if I'm like totally allowed to share, so I'm not going to, or things that are coming that aren't out yet, so I can't talk about them. But that was informative. The other Q&A sessions, like they had some chats with some Amazon execs, and we even had Khloe Kardashian come speak on Tuesday, which was wild. We had Suni Lee, the Olympic gymnast, come and give a little Q&A session, but all of these were like not necessarily relevant to Amazon creators. So I was kind of like, this is really cool that you're here, but and I'm really grateful and like inspired that you're here, but none of what you're saying is applicable or interesting to me as a content creator. Like they were asking these questions of the Amazon execs about like work-life balance and managing a team, and I was like, I don't have a team. It's me, and maybe other people in the audience do have a team, and so maybe I'm the only one who couldn't relate to that. But I remember looking at the people that I was sitting with, and it was like they would share. They'd be like, "Oh, what's your best advice for Amazon creators or whatever?" And they'd be like, "Be consistent." And I'm like, "Okay, that's it." Anyone who's in this room knows to be consistent. We have been consistent. That's how we got here. Like it just felt very surface level, a lot of it, and very kind of beginner level information. Whereas I would have loved to know like tips on like what kind of search terms to include in my Amazon storefront, or SEO strategy, or these more technical things that I couldn't learn elsewhere. And we didn't really get any of that information. So I was a little bit bummed by that. Again, absolutely grateful to be there. Tan France, Khloe Kardashian, Suni Lee, amazing guests. Tyler Cameron from the Bachelor franchise was there to host a workout on Tuesday morning. I didn't get to go because it was a limited group and I was on the wait list, but amazing celebrity appearances. But like, why were they there? What value did they bring? Like, I didn't really need to hear about how one of the Amazon execs' secrets to happiness is the fact that she has a full-time nanny, even though all her kids are in school. Like, I'm sorry, I cannot relate to that any way, shape, or form. I'm not interested in what Khloe Kardashian's morning routine looks like because our lives are nowhere near each other. I would have loved to hear from other Amazon creators how they became successful, or their tips from somebody who's actually doing it, not from Amazon execs and celebrities, as cool as it was. So that's my 2 cents on that. And then the second themed thing that they told us to dress for was going to see a show at the Sphere. So the Sphere in Vegas, which I did get a chance to go to for a real concert. I saw Dead & Co twice earlier this summer, and it was an absolutely unreal experience. If you have the chance to go to a real concert there, do it. What we got to go to was this like U2 concert experience. So it wasn't a U2 concert. It was a taping of their concert, like projected on a Sphere, which again was really cool. It really just shows off the Sphere's technology. So I was a little bit underwhelmed by that experience, to be entirely honest. And what additionally led to the underwhelm was they told us in the agenda that they were going to be giving dinner and cocktails. Dinner, turns out, was cold past hors d'oeuvres and dessert. So they had a couple tables with popcorn and cookies, which were delicious. And they were like, mac and cheese bites were delicious but cold. Whereas apparently in previous summits, they'd offered full sit down meal, like a full sit down dinner. So that's what everybody was expecting. And then they gave us bites of food. So that was a bit of a disappointment. And it was also a little bit like, again, I said earlier, the theme of the night was eat beforehand. I tried to eat as much as I could between these things because then, like earlier in the day at lunch, they just had grab and go fridges. So they had like a couple salads, a little charcuterie box, and like chips and soda, which was fine, but I never really feel super satisfied after like a small little takeaway salad. So I was looking forward to a sit down dinner and then we didn't get that. But I was a little bit disappointed, a lot of bit disappointed in the lack of food offerings. And it just highlighted to me, like, unfortunately, there is this expectation when you think of influencer culture at face value that it is like thin, white wellness girlies. And apparently they don't eat. But like that wasn't the group that we had, but like that's who they seemed to be catering to. And so with their lack of dinner offering, I was like, it feels like you're showing your true colors that like you don't expect us to eat very much because influencers don't eat. Like that, you're just kind of nailing that stereotype, unfortunately. So that was a bummer. So I survived on like mostly hot Cheetos. Didn't feel very great, I'll tell you that. And then they gave us this giant goodie bag. They weren't kidding about bring an extra duffel for all the things you're going to take home because I filled this duffel and my suitcase and still took a personal bag on the plane. We got probably 20 full-size hair and skincare products. I got 3 giant bottles of, actually I have it right here next to me if you're watching on YouTube. If you've ever heard of Mary Ruth's supplements, this liquid supplement multivitamin thing, 3 full bottles of this, so heavy. So like I had to check my bags. A full-size Lego Duplo set. Again, the New Balances, the Uggs, Stanley water bottles. I got an Amazon Creator Summit like sweatshirt and sweat set. And I mostly think it's kind of ridiculous how much product we got. I'm not really much of a skincare hair care girly. So like, again, I got more products than I'll probably ever use in my lifetime. So I'm going to give away a lot of them. And if I could have just picked out a few items to grab, I probably would have, just so I didn't feel like I was wasting. Nothing that I got in this week was a need. I'm going to be entirely honest. What am I going to do with this? I was very intrigued to be there as someone who, like, yes, I shop on Amazon. Yes, I share Amazon products, but I also pride myself on being more than that. Like, I don't aspire to be known for Amazon. And it was interesting to me to think I kind of had to like constantly check myself. I kind of would have conversations or overhear conversations of creators talking about how much they earn through Amazon or even just knowing their audience size or seeing their designer clothes and being like, oh, I could really double down on sharing Amazon products and probably make so much more money than I do right now. Everybody else in this room makes more money than I do. And a part of me goes like, ooh, let me emulate that. Clearly it's possible. How do I do what they're doing? But the other part of me, and the part that keeps me grounded, is I don't want to be that. I don't have any desire to be known as an Amazon influencer girly because that's not my mission on the internet. My mission on the internet is to encourage people to live a life with confidence. And if buying a dress from Amazon that you saw on me helps you do so, then great. But I'm not here to be like your Amazon fashion expert. I'm not even here to be your plus size fashion expert. I'm not here to be an expert in anything. I'm just trying to exist and share what I like and what I use and what I do in all honesty. Like, as cool as it is that there are people who probably make 6 figures in Amazon commission every month, I don't really desire to be that. So it was like I felt kind of like, it felt almost meta for me to be there and be like, well, not in an arrogant way of like, I'm not like other girls, but like, I'm not trying to be that. I'm so grateful that I was invited to go. I think it was a really cool opportunity. I got to connect with brands and make make relationships and network and meet a lot of creators that I've liked online and make new friends. But at the end of the day, I'm not like gunning to be Amazon's #1 influencer. So I just want to keep that straight. This doesn't mean you're going to see a double down and I'm about to be Amazon's #1 fan. This is just an opportunity I was given, and I'm absolutely grateful for it. And again, stay tuned because I'm going to be giving away a lot of these products. Anyway, that is the tea. That is everything that happened this week at the Amazon Creator Summit. If you have more questions, DM me. I'm sure I've left some things out. But I also just want to say thank you for supporting me. I wouldn't have been invited if it wasn't thanks to you guys. So thanks for being here. Thanks for listening to the podcast. If you like it, leave a review, share it with a friend, and I'll talk to you soon.